We always believed a parent's love could fix anything. That if you loved hard enough, sacrificed long enough, nothing truly bad could grow inside your own home. We were wrong. Our son wasn't just our child, he was our heartbeat. Every dream we couldn't finish, we placed gently in his hands. When teachers complained, we defended him. When neighbors whispered, we ignored them, because admitting the truth felt more dangerous than the lies. From the outside, we looked like a perfect family. Warm dinners, holiday smiles, laughter that convinced everyone we were safe. But behind closed doors, the silence was growing heavier. He started coming home late. His voice changed sharper, colder. Eye contact disappeared. Yet we told ourselves it was just a phase. Parents always do. There were moments when fear knocked softly at my chest. Moments when I wanted to ask questions I wasn't ready to hear the answers to. So instead, I chose love. I chose patience. I chose hope. What I didn't know then was that hope can sometimes become a blindfold. We kept protecting him even when protection meant staying quiet. Even when something inside me whispered that silence was no longer safe. That night, before everything shattered, I remember thinking, at least we still have our son. I didn't know that by morning, that belief would be the most dangerous one of all. The first lie was small, so small that we ignored it the way parents often do when truth feels inconvenient. Money went missing. Not a lot at first, just enough for doubt, not enough for accusation. When we asked him, he smiled, that same smile I used to kiss goodnight when he was a child. He said it was a misunderstanding, and we wanted to believe him. But secrets don't stay quiet forever. Late-night phone calls started, doors locked, conversations that stopped the moment we walked into the room. The house felt different, like it was holding its breath. One evening, a letter arrived. No return address, just our names written in shaky ink. Inside were details only family would know. Names, numbers, dates, and one line that made my hands tremble. You raised him. Now fix this. That's when fear finally spoke out loud. We confronted him that night, not with anger but with worry. We told him we knew something was wrong. We told him we could help. He didn't shout. He didn't cry. He just stared at us silently, and in his eyes, I saw it. Not guilt, not shame, fear. The kind of fear that doesn't come from being caught, but from knowing someone now holds the truth you buried. That was the moment I realized we weren't standing in front of our son anymore. We were standing in front of a secret that didn't want to be exposed. He said we needed to talk. Not here. Not inside the house that suddenly felt unsafe. He offered to drive. The car ride was quiet to quiet. No music, no small talk. Just the sound of tires against the road and my own heartbeat echoing in my ears. Streetlights passed like blinking warnings. I tried to speak, but every word felt heavy, misplaced. My husband reached for my hand, a silent reassurance that we were still together in this. The road narrowed. Trees grew taller. The city lights disappeared behind us. This is far, I finally said. He didn't answer. Instead, he turned onto a road I didn't recognize. Gravel cracked under the tires. The air felt colder somehow even inside the car. I looked at him through the rearview mirror. His face was calm. Too calm. That's when fear stopped being a feeling and became a certainty. The car slowed, then stopped. No houses, no lights, just darkness stretching in every direction. Get out, he said quietly. My husband hesitated. I could feel his grip tighten around my fingers. In that moment, I wanted to scream, to run, to rewind time back to before secrets, before lies. But parents don't expect danger from their own child. So we stepped out. The wind was sharp, the silence unbearable. Behind us, the car engine hummed softly. Ahead of us, nothing. That's when I understood something terrifying. This wasn't a conversation. This wasn't anger. This was premeditated. And whatever he brought us here for, he had already decided how it would end. Everything happened too fast, and yet, every second felt endless. One moment, we were standing there, trying to understand what our own son wanted from us. The next, the ground disappeared. There was no warning, no argument, just a sudden force and then weightlessness. Pain exploded through my body as we hit the rocks below. The air was knocked out of my lungs. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. All I could hear was my own breathing, broken and uneven. Above us, I heard footsteps. Slow, careful. He leaned over the edge, trying to see into the darkness, waiting for a sound, waiting for proof that it was over. That's when my husband pulled me closer. His body shielded mine as much as it could. Then he whispered so softly I almost didn't hear it. "Don't move. Don't breathe loud. Pretend we're dead." I froze. Every instinct screamed to cry, to call out, to beg. But fear gave me strength I didn't know I had. We lay there in silence, fighting pain, fighting panic, fighting the urge to live out loud. Seconds passed, then minutes. Finally, the footsteps moved away. The car door slammed shut. The engine started, and then nothing. Just darkness, cold, and the terrifying realization that our own son believed we were gone forever. Lying there, broken and bleeding, one thought echoed in my mind. We survived the fall, but surviving what came next would be something else entirely. We didn't move, not because we couldn't, but because we were terrified that one sound would bring him back. Every muscle burned, every breath hurt, yet silence felt safer than survival. From above, we heard him move, slow footsteps on gravel, not rushed, not shaken, just calm. He paused once long enough for my heart to stop. I waited for him to call our names, to ask if we were alive, to hesitate. He didn't. Instead, we heard the car door open, then close. That sound cut deeper than the fall itself. The engine started. For a moment, I prayed it would stall, that something would force him to stay. But the headlights swept across the darkness and then disappeared. He drove away. Our own son left us there, broken and silent, believing his problem was finally gone. I pressed my face into the cold ground, trying to keep my sobs trapped inside my chest. My husband squeezed my hand, weak, but still there. Minutes passed, maybe hours. Time lost its meaning when the person you trusted most chooses to erase you. Lying there, I replayed every memory of him as a child. His first steps, his laughter, the way he used to run into our arms. I wondered where that boy had gone, or worse, if he had never really existed at all. In that darkness, one truth settled heavy in my heart. We didn't just lose our safety that night. We lost our son. Help didn't come quickly. Pain blurred time. But somehow, we survived. Strangers found us before morning. Hands we didn't recognize lifted us from the darkness. Voices we had never heard saved lives our own son had tried to erase. Recovery was slow. Bones healed faster than hearts. The hardest part wasn't the injuries. It was waking up every day knowing the person who did this shared our blood. We asked ourselves the same question over and over. Where did we go wrong? But healing taught us something painful and honest. Love alone doesn't raise a good human being. Silence doesn't fix bad choices. And protecting someone from consequences doesn't protect them from becoming dangerous. We spent years believing being good parents meant never saying no, never pushing back, never drawing lines. Now we know better. Being a parent also means accountability. It means boundaries. It means courage to face uncomfortable truths early, not when it's too late. Our son is alive. So are we. But the family we once knew isn't. Some wounds don't close. They teach. Lesson and moral. Unconditional love without boundaries can destroy both sides. Raising a child means teaching responsibility, not hiding mistakes. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop protecting the wrong behavior. Final question. If love requires truth, would you choose honesty, even if it meant facing the darkest side of someone you raised?